But you got me a 3 out on it. These are all out to the black piece off. You gotta make sure nobody thinks she's a police officer. Don't allow Martin home. I saw it jump over. Lindsay holding a claw. He's holding a claw. And stab the shark. You don't kill a shark. Okay. She wants the sharks to stay alive. Try to bite me. Doesn't matter. Just no. And don't yell it. Right. See? Don't do that.
I was thinking about how I was gonna connect this. My last chainmail vest had buckles, but I decided to go with like the most obvious thing, which is just to run a string right down the front. And the reason I didn't do this originally is because it seems like it would take a long time. I don't have to do all this every time. But then I was like, well, let me just try it, because like, you know, this solves all other problems. Like once the string is in, it's like perfect, right? So I did it, and it takes like a minute or two to kind of sew it together. And when I'm done, all I have to do is pull the top of the string and it comes right out. So yeah, I'm going with this. This is great. And the reason I'm making a chainmail vest, you know, besides preparation for possible zombie apocalypses, is many, many years ago, when dinosaurs still roamed the earth, I used to run a lot. Well, I still run a lot. But I didn't want to get skinny when I was running, you know, because when you run a lot of distance, you can lose a bunch of weight. So I made myself a weight vest. My original weight vest was cloth, like canvas, and it had these steel rods stuck in all around the sides. Now the problem with the steel rods is they kind of dug into my ribs and they'd get rusty, and then the cloth would absorb sweat. So, I mean, it was all right. It's you know, kind of like ones you get in the store, but it could definitely use improvement. And then about 15 years ago, I did use that one for quite a while actually. About 15 years ago, I made this chainmail vest. It was made out of fencing wire, which is galvanized wire. I think it's like 14 gauge, something like that. Anyway, it did great for a long time. But I now live in the tropics by the ocean, and the air is salty and it started to rust. So I made myself a stainless steel one here. And I have been wearing this, you know, before it was really finished. I've been wearing it for a while. For morning exercises and runs and stuff like that, or when I just feel like I need to get a bit more activity or whatever. And I also, for many years, would wear ankle and wrist weights. And at first, I had some store-bought ones, and they had the same problem, you know, the other thing had. They weren't that comfortable, and they'd absorb sweat. Oh my God, those things got so just like swampy. All right, when I get to the bottom here, I always wrap it around a couple times, just to make it so it doesn't start undoing as I'm doing stuff. Okay, now I just finished everything I was doing up here, and I closed all the rings on the sides here, and the rings are all closed here. The rings on the bottom are still open, so I can still add more weight down here as I get, you know, as I get used to this. So anyway, eventually I started wearing just chains on my wrist instead of the store-bought sweat-soaked mess. You know, they'd have like cloth things that had sand in them. Or you could I also had ones that had the steel rods. The steel rods are terrible though, because they end up digging into your bones and not feeling great. And when I started wearing this other chainmail vest, I also got some galvanized steel chain. They're basically like these. And again, when they got here to the ocean, they started rusting to crap. So now, this is all stainless steel. I don't remember if it's 316 or 304, but there's not it might be 316. I don't know, there's not a speck of rust on it. And the same with these. I've been using these for a while. And yeah, it's really good. And now that I got these sides closed up, they're not scratchy anymore. All right, you have to get off me because I gotta move around and test my new chainmail. All right, don't go near me for a minute. What do I need to do? Okay, jumping jacks. Oh yeah, great. Yeah, it's really good. You can move around. And now, usually when people make chainmail, they have the chainmail pattern going the opposite way that I do. So it would be, turned 90 degrees. And that's because in this direction, it's flexible, like it shrinks and stretches, right? But this way it doesn't move much. Now, I like it this way because when I put it on and then, connect the front, now it's like it fits me, it doesn't flop around. And the idea when you put it 90 degrees to this is that since it's so flexible, stretchy, whatever you call it, you don't have to have any kind of zipper thing in the front. You can just have it totally closed, and you climb in. You bunch it all up and stretch it out, climb in, and then when it falls down, then it conforms to your body. But the problem with that is, if you move around, it's like wearing a muumuu, But I like this much better. I have to take a minute or two to zip it up with my string here at the beginning. But yeah, once it's in, it's perfect. And yeah, really good for running, really good for all the exercises. I can do push-ups and rope climbs and everything with it. And I don't have to worry about this thing ever. This is gonna outlast me. My grandkids will have this. Are you gonna take this when I get older? When I'm dead? Did you just say you're gonna loot it off my corpse?